All right, guys, Jameson and Alex here. Today we're going to give a preview for our latest issue on Patreon, which is for the Warden faction.
Yes.
This faction deals all with elemental chaos and magic, harnessing the arcane anomalies of Terrantal, the world. So just to giving a quick overview on here, this is actually the fourth faction we've posted, so if you haven't, checked out our stuff before, we have the Inksworn, which are inky, kind of mysterious kind of faction. Then we have the Sanguinarians, which are the blood magic faction.
Yep.
The Ascendant, which are like the lawful, strategy, battlefield strategists.
Like, try to find the purest
faction.
form and the best of what just a regular creature can create, not this tapping into these strange forces
Magics
and things.
and
stuff.
And then we have our elemental wardens. So very thematic with this one. The subclass option is a sorcerer, which Alex, if you want to... Alex was really the lead, kind of. Him and one of our other players kind of tweaked this to get it where it was, and I just made some final tweaks on it. But I was pretty much like, this is great. I'm going to make some small little tweaks, but I think we're good.
He helped me with math. It's like, numbers hard. I have a tendency when I'm trying to create stuff like this to either go too big or not enough because I'm scared of the too big.
Yes.
I don't find the middle well with my numbers. So we have the Primeval Scion Sorcerer, and it leans into the absolute most extreme version of the Blaster Caster Sorcerer. You're specializing in the primal elements of acid, cold. I tried to combine those two things together. Fire, lightning, and thunder damage. Not wanting to give away the whole kit and caboodle here, obviously. But would you like to transmute your spells without having to take transmutation to certain things? Well, we can do that. You're going to get some extra abilities based on which of those damage types you're casting on each individual spells, which is fantastic. You can make yourself more potent, making your stuff a little bit better than other spellcasters and things. And because I felt like Paladins had all the cool capstones, and like I wanted to go Super Saiyan for once. It's like I'm gonna let the Sorcerer go Super Saiyan for a little bit and get a little Buckwild Billy Goat and become an Elemental. So.
Yeah, Awaken the Ancient is capstone. Fun stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool because it gives you options depending on like when you shift the type of damage of your spell, you get this additional effect based on what it is. So it lets you kind of play around with different types of magic and just get these extra free effects for doing so, which I think is really cool.
Yes.
It gives something unique flavor to it for sure. And some extra utility as well.
Mm-hmm.
The race option on here, we have the Treant, which is... pretty common kind of fantasy trope with our own little twist on it. Get this very nature kind of thing. And one of the big things with the lore of the Wardens, I'm not going to go a ton into it, but there's kind of this giant, like Yggdrasil, like world tree kind of structure that's kind of built around with that. And some of the lore with the Treants is tied deeply into that because with the world of Terrantal, there's like this big conflagration that caused all this chaos. So, and that's one thing too with all of our issues with the factions is you get a little bit of different perspective on some of these past events from each different faction and how they've kind of transitioned to this new era. So that is interesting, at least for me, and it's interesting.
I think it's interesting
in the world. But with the tree, you're going to have stuff, that goes along with that, like some rooting, some blooming, some interesting stuff like
treeing.
That. Some treeing, yes, for sure. So yeah, some interesting stuff with that for sure. And then magic items, of course, we have very thematic this episode, this issue with a character that Alex kind of created with as well. Alex was pretty creative with this one, I would say, because a lot of the stuff came from Alex.
We got into the elemental world and things like that. It fit more. This was kind of the faction that kind of hit home with me the most. I just like the idea of playing with all the elements and fire and cold and such. But without... do I want to give away his name?
Oh, we have to give the name.
Okay.
That's great.
He is the leader of I wouldn't necessarily call them a crime syndicate, but they are a faction of Earth Elementals that he leads, and he's not overly large. He's overly smart. He's like slightly smaller than the average Earth Elemental, but he's smarter than all the rest of them, and he's got some very nifty little items on himself.
Yes.
His name is Baron von Craggleton. He's got a pipe that has some cool stuff. He has a monocle. He's all about the business. Mm-hmm. He's all about the business. I label him as lawful neutral with his alignment because he does have rules.
Yeah.
And they are his rules, and his way is the law, and his Craggle hand is law in the underground. And it's kind of where the story's kind of going this way. I actually ran a one shot involving the Baron, introduced the Baron to Jameson and the rest of our crew with it's kind of a faction war / understood soft truce between the 4 elementals, and there's a different lord for each one, and such. So
that's something hopefully we will expand more on as we do more of this. Which
I'm trying to help him out with lore and some interesting side stories.
I kind of like
things where I can.
This is how our campaigns work too. Is like I give this broad world, and then I'm like, here's your region.
Yeah.
Do what you want, and then I'll like flesh it out more. You know what I mean?
So,
and I make it work into the world.
So I created an elemental lord crime-ish faction syndicate war.
Yes. So that hopefully is something we can get more into. I'd love to. One thing we want to get more input from you guys on is if you're not a patron, which most of you aren't, we don't have a ton of patrons right now. We hope to expand that. But we want to know what you guys want to see. Like, what would make you become a patron for us? Is it something you would even consider? I know it's a very small percentage of viewers and subscribers that actually do become patrons.
Yep.
But it does help significantly, especially with YouTube. They've changed a lot of their algorithm stuff, which has really been a nightmare for us. That side of things.
Oh, has it?
So we're trying to supplement that with some Patreon
and I will stress also, not just us. It's been a nightmare for almost everybody.
So please, if you're interested, if you want to try to help out us and other content creators, I think it's important to let them know what you want to see. We're looking at trying to expand a little bit and maybe do some other systems like Pathfinder or Avatar or whatever, just to trickle it in.
Yep.
Still do D&D stuff, of course, because it's our bread and butter, but to try to expand a little bit for people that are looking for alternative options for stuff. Is that something you'd want to see in Patreon? What would make you want to be a patron for us? Like, do you want to see more content from us on YouTube? Do you want to see more homebrew stuff? Do you want us to do conversion to different systems from our homebrew stuff or our world or whatever? Let us know in the comments down below to help give us some direction as to what you guys want to see, because we want to make what you guys want to see.
Yeah.
We don't want to spend a lot of time doing stuff you guys don't care about. Yeah. And honestly, like, this stuff is very time consuming to do this homebrew stuff, especially for us because we have jobs and a YouTube channel and
a small child. I will be the first one to admit, no children here, small child over there.
Yes, it's a lot of stuff, and we're not really getting a ton out of it right now because we're spread a little thin. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So we want to do what's going to be productive, obviously, and stuff that you guys want to see. So please let us know.
One of those things, if you guys want to see it, it's going to lean to be more productive. So,
yes,
is what it is.
But yeah, we'll cut it there, guys. Thank you again for all of your support, for watching our videos, for checking it. Just at least check out the Patreon. You don't gotta join it, or I'm not saying give us your money, but if you could at least just take a look at it, look through some of the stuff, maybe ask some of our patrons. We have I have opened up our Discord.
Oh, that's right.
So if you want,
I completely forgot that. We did that.
Our Discord is open now, so if you want to join our Discord, I'll put a link down below. It's in our link tree as well. So if you want to join in there, let us know on that. Talk with our patrons. They have special roles that they get on Discord and just say, like, hey, what do you guys think about some of these things if you're not sure. But again, too, I mean, we put a lot of time and effort into this. We have artists that we got doing a lot of this cool stuff on here and some other stuff. It costs us money to do this, so we'll keep doing it as long as you guys are still interested. But let us know. Thank you all for your support so far.
Yeah, we would not have got to this point.
Yes,
where we are without you guys, without question.
Of course. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.